Bestie, let's talk about grief. Grief is not something that is actually scary. How I would say, heavy grief is weird. Grief is weird because it comes no matter what the seasons, but it depends on where on the spiral you are. Because not everything is not cyclical. Everything is spiraling. Everything is binary, and everything is in the gray area, meaning the spiral. Yeah. So I was grieving a lot. I'm still grieving. And I decided, you know what? I have this energy just to create. I need to create some art. And luckily, when Get There season started, I was like, you know what? Let me just do a VV and do some Get It art and do a papier mache sculpture of the Get There VV because why not? Because I have to. Because I'm grieving. And I just need to do it. Let's do it together. You and I. We'll be talking, we'll be showing, and this project will be in 3 parts. Yeah. We are getting monetized for my birthday. You gotta subscribe because besties, we gotta get monetized. We gotta get monetized together and we need to get subscribed to each other. So, isn't that awesome? I needed to create because I was feeling sad. Not just a type of sadness or, oh, I feel sad. I needed to create. So I take elements from this vivid that represents Skid Day, the cross. And I take elements from this vivid, this tombstone. And I don't know why I'm showing this again. And I created this tombstone, this vivid on its own. And I was actually very proud. I'm still very proud of it, you know. I was inspired by other Haitian artists, legendary Haitian artists, and I just created this energy, and I need to do more. It wasn't enough making a drawing. I had to create a sculpture out of papier mache. I had to. So this is my process, but let's talk about why am I grieving? The person that is responsible for my grief is myself. It is I, me, Shayana. And I did a lot of projections. I blame a lot of that loss, of that grief onto people, onto spirit, onto God, onto my own siblings, onto friends. But I was the one who was responsible for my own pain. I was the one who made sure that that I lost everything. Made sure. Like I literally like it was my fault. And when I had this realization, I started to project again. I started to go to that psychotic state, like trying to find something to blame of why was I the reason. And it was my stubbornness. It was the fact that I was really, really stubborn. I wanted a particular way of life should go, and it did not happen, and I crashed out, and I had to move, and I lost everything. And right while I was crashing out, so many people came and tried to help me, and I refused their help. I refused their help because, one, I was ashamed. I was like, you cannot rely on these people again because you put yourself in that stupid situation. Because I was really self aware during that episode of my life, that chapter of my life. But also, I was very delusional on how things were going to happen and how things should be going. Like, are you following my my old way of thinking? It was really weird and pretty annoying. And sometimes I feel myself going through that way. Like, okay, things should go that way because I've done this, that, and third, la 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 la. And it should go really smoothly. I made that hand because one of my object was broken. I don't know why I put papier mache on everything. I could have left things, and I was trying to put it straight, but it was not going straight. But back to the grief. I try to, like, I was very self-aware and very delusional at the same time. And sometimes today up to now, I find myself doing it again. I don't know why, because I'm trying to like conjure this thing, this absolute success story for myself as an artist, and things simply don't go the way you think it's going. And honestly, it makes me emotionally, how to say, not stable. It makes me very emotionally, I can't say crazy. Because my sister does call me crazy. Because, like, if something doesn't work in in one way, I get crazy. And then if I'm not in a solution mode, I get crazier. And I crash out and I lose stuff. But the thing is, I never gave up. That's the thing about me, I don't give up. I don't give up. Which is weird. Because that chapter of my life that I'm grieving today, what happened. Oh, for a timeline, this chapter happened between December 2021 and August 2022. It was a really long chapter of my life. It does feel like a blur today. There are some moments that I forgot. There's many moments that I've forgotten, and I was the one to blame. I'm still blaming myself. And while meditating about it, while I was doing this sculpture, this papier mâché sculpture, I was wondering if I choose another state of mind, what would have happened? Will I be grieving today? Will I be in the apartment that I am today? Will I have the job that I have today? You know, I wonder. It keeps me wondering. But that timeline is no longer accessible and does not exist because I am in the now. And the future is now. Anyway, so let's go back to me. So that was part one. I see you besties on part two. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, I love you. We're gonna get monetized for my birthday. Bye.